By the end of this lesson, students will be able to discover the different situations of the learners in difficult circumstances, relate the situations that been tackled in the lesson in oneself, erect ideas or ways on how to overcome to the students who are experiencing difficult education system. So this is your motivation part. What can you say about the picture seeing in our screen?
So in this video, we will tackle the learners in difficult circumstances. So we will discuss the learners who are experiencing difficult circumstances in their educational. So when we say learners in difficult circumstances, these are the learners that experiencing poor educational system, no? So in this video, I will discuss with you what are the 3 subtopics of this lesson that fit in to difficult circumstances or to the learners that experiencing difficult circumstances. So the first one is living in remote places. So we will just focus to the learners that been living in remote places, no? So when we say living in remote places, this is meaning of the less access and poor quality of education. So ang learners nga sulod ani is ang ilang factors is nakahinder ang education sa remote area. So less ang ilahang access sa education. Dili pareha sa ato katoy compare diri sa ato that we are so grateful na we've experienced this kind of education compared to the students, compared to the learners nga naa sa remote area nga poorer. When we say remote area, poor access of education, no, dito sa learners. Learners in remote area would not have been able to attend school for many reasons. Dagang factors na makahinder sa ilahang education. Transportation, what else? Also the school facilities or even qualified teachers tungod sa poor education dyan sa remote places. But although those learners that exist to remote places, there are number of innovations for education for them, no? Like there are people that invented tech for Uganda and many more to mention. That are the ways on how to access information to the remote places, especially to the learners that exist on it, because we can't imagine to the learners no na they have a poor educational system. Try to differentiate our life as a students or as a learners here sa ato ang lugar compared to the students nga or compared to the learners nga nasa mga remote places. How grateful we are, no? How blessed we are tungod kay naka-experience ta og educational system nga we are aiming for, nga makamold sa ato ang capabilities as a students, nga maka-direct nato sa ato ang future goals in life. So when we say victims of war, these are the people na victims sa result or negative effects of the war. Inclusions of the learners, inclusions of the educational system of one country, and there are many more to mention. Wars or armed conflict bring so much harm and destruction to any country they invade. Yes, it is true. Because the negative effect of wars, inclusions of poverty, starvation, and extermination, especially education to the students. As we all know, education is one of the most important vital sectors affected badly by several wars and armed conflicts. That's the first thing nga mahitabo, no? Maguba ang educational system sa mga learners when naay wars or naay armed conflicts. Why we can say that naay victims of wars? We will just focus to the students, no? We will just focus to the learners. Ug naay wars, ang mga schools is ma-destroyed, 'di ba? Maguba ang schools, ma-stop ang educational way sa learning for the students, for the learners. The war will increase the number of children who are out of school and have missed out on their education. Of course, when we say war, nadyo changes before and after the war, no? For example, educational system sa usa ka lugar before the war na ay good values and principles, good quality of education. But after the war or during the war, nadyo changes educational system for the students, for the learners. So during the war or after the war, no, na ay mga changes sa values and principles for one country. So dapat yun na siya i-undertaken into account, no, dapat sundon sa mga tao or individuals in one society, sundon sa mga learners. So how to mold the capabilities of the students kung naay ang aning sitwasyon, di ba? Of the world's poorest country, armed conflict continues to destroy not just school, infrastructure, but also the hopes and ambitions of a whole generation of children. Yes, it is true, no? I've read the book, no, nga wars should be fought, not to be declared, 'di ba? Government should think it wisely, 'di ba? As we all know, Philippines a democratic country. So, Philippines is aiming for a peaceful life. Because we live in democratic country, no, so we have a free will what we want to do, but of course with limitations. But when we focus on armed conflicts, no, it is not easy to encounter this kind of situation or scenario, because wars is not just destroying schools, infrastructures, and many more to mentions, but also it destroys hopes and ambitions of the learners. Like murag maputol ang ilahang pangandoy nga makapadayon sa unahan. Maputol ang ilahang mga pangandoy para sa ilang kaugmaon because of the current situation, because of the difficulties nga ilahang gina-encountered sa kinabuhi. And it because of the wars, armed conflicts, 'di ba? We do believe man god, no, nga ang wars should be fought and not to be declared. Last one is products of broken family. It is very common to us, no, especially to the students, especially to the people out there that experiencing this kind of thing. We all know, no, na family is the smallest but most sensitive and important social system which is furnished and facilitated by society towards to the students or towards to the individuals, no. Family is one of the greatest thing that God gave to us. And we are too blessed, no, nga maka-experience ta nga na happy whole imuhang family, because there are many people, no, nga they're experiencing broken family. Families may have a profound negative impact on students. Nadyo mga negative impacts ang broken family, no. Pero although na ay mga negative effects to the students, especially to their skills, especially sa ilahang pagskwela, nadyo mga negative effects sa ilaha. As we all know, no, I will just say to you that it pointed out that family lays the psychological matters for the students, psychological matters for the children. So, moral and spiritual foundation in the overall development of the child is the family. Life in broken home can be stressful for both the child and the parent because we don't know the situation, man good, especially when you are not in that shoe. You can't imagine yourself, or you can't say that it's very easy. No, we can't imagine or we can't say that it's easy or not because we don't experience it. Broken families have problems affecting their academic performance. That's what I said a while ago, no, na learners, their academic performance can be affecting due to the problem from their home, no. Also, products of broken families also develop behavioral issues that affect social skills of the learners. So, dagan kaayo siyang negative effects for the learners on how to mold themselves. Una, first one, there are many examples of the negative effects of being exist in the broken family. As we all know that it's not easy na you are born in broken family, no? So, the first one is trauma of separation to the parents. Dili siya sayon for the children, especially for the children, the big impact na negative effects sa separation from the parents is the children, no? Second one is self-confidence. Like, ilahang ang ilang self-confidence, dili nila let out. It is because of the problems nga sulod sa ilahang pamilya. So, the traumatic family background product is often an inner critic, no? Who conveys one is not good enough. 'Di ba? Ang voice nila is dili sila maka-let out kung unsa ilahang ganahan. So, these three subtopics will lead us to the better understanding to the special needs of the learners, especially to the learners who are experiencing difficult circumstances to their educational system. And I hope you gain some knowledge about this discussion, and I know that you can erect or you can distinguish the differences of the special needs of the learners in our society or even in other countries. So that's all for this video. Have a great day.